Why, hello there. Welcome to Comics League Movie Night, where we talk about the greatest comic book and geek-related movies known to mankind. We are talking at the request of the lovely Snyder Queen. We are discussing the Amazing Spider-Man. So let's bring in our illustrious panel.
I am Phoenix!
Nick, what's up?
Hello.
And let's bring in the next guy.
I'm Robin.
That's the last time you
Yeah,
do
it's the
that.
last time. Don't worry. I'll tell you what. Right now, I'll go and delete it. I'm going to delete it right now. It is deleted from my StreamYard account.
Perfect.
And I don't know about you, but I think we have some royalty with us. I don't know. Well, I guess it's this. Sammy!
Hi.
Look who actually showed up this time. Woo! We're here. We're here. We got the crew together. JJheat will probably be somewhere in the multiverse. I don't know. We'll see. So now we're going to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man, which is one of the most underrated comic book movies, I think, of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's in my top 3, but I'm like, I don't know. Do I rate it higher than Spider-Man 2? I don't know.
I mean, well, here's the thing. Sammy. This is comic accurate Spider-Man because he doesn't have because he makes the web shooters himself as opposed to getting weird web thing.
Like the Amazing Spider-Man, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated comic book movies of all time, right? That's what I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, I wish I put in the description make Amazing Spider-Man 3 because this is like I call this the Snyderverse of the Spider-Man movies, because here's the thing. When you're watching these movies, this is one of the franchises that took Spider-Man seriously. I mean, you don't want to go too serious with Spider-Man, obviously, but it was like one of the it didn't feel as campy, if that makes sense. Nick,
it's a grounded Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
it's a grounded Spider-Man.
It's like Nolan Spider-Man, which, by the way, that would be amazing. Nick, what do you think about Amazing Spider-Man?
It's good.
That's it.
Right,
That's
cool.
it.
Wrapped it up. There we go. It's good.
Right,
thanks for the stream, everyone. Have a good night.
See you later, everyone. But I would have to say, so going into this, but I just wanted to talk about how awesome it is. I'm going to start off talking about the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, because they 100% communicate the Peter Parker, Mary Jane. That's a Freudian slip and a half. And Gwen Stacy. And unfortunately, us comic book fans know what this is building to. So
yeah.
So it's
I
like
don't know. I love the chemistry between them, and especially when Uncle Ben meets her as well. He's like, he's got you in his computer.
Oh yeah, that's like the most. And by hey, what's up, Tevia? I saw this movie in theaters. That was just so disappointing. Tevia, jeez.
Tevia, jeez.
All right, well.
I'd
anyway,
like to hear what you found disappointing about the movie.
Yeah, drop in the comments what you thought was disappointing. If you talk about Mayday, that's going to be like, it felt like an unnecessary reboot. After Spider-Man 3, it wasn't necessary, Tevia. That's the way it works.
But what they did, they took aspects of Spider-Man 4 and put them into this film, aka the Lizard.
Actually, it's not Vulture. Yeah, the Lizard. What do you guys think of the character design for the Lizard?
I loved it. I thought it was really cool.
I found it interesting. Mm-hmm. Very Marvel Spider-Man 2-esque, if you know what I mean.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I got a dip. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
All right.
Nope, everything's okay, Nick.
Yeah. But go ahead, Teladia, talk more about it.
Like what's it called? Marvel's like if you see the trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2, right? The video game.
Yeah.
Like the lizard, when the lizard comes out, look how the size of that reminds me of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not Amazing Spider-Man, just
Spider-Man.
Amazing, Amazing Spider-Man. Sorry.
Yeah, the Spider-Man in the game reminds me heavily about Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, like
Yeah.
heavily.
Yeah.
Mostly because
Oh,
this movie
yeah,
did the origin
definitely.
again, but Peter's parents really went nowhere.
What?
Well, okay, they did the
That's
origin again
surprising.
because it's a different Spider-Man, Tevia.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This isn't a continuation of Tobey Maguire. If it were that, then they would have not shown it. And for the
It would've
parent
been-
thing, wasn't that an actual plot from Ultimate Spider-Man where like his parents were
Yes.
Shield agents?
Yes.
That's what they were doing.
Hmm?
So,
Huh?
Like his parents had great involvement with the formula that I forgot his name, the lizard uses. And that was done to create the antidote for Osborn. Like, so they were actually quite like used quite heavily in the story.
Yeah,
I like that. Whereas like in Tobey Maguire's, his parents weren't even.
I was
know,
gonna
they're
say,
just doing that.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, it definitely takes inspirations from the Ultimate Comics. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. Jared, you're the comics guy, so you should.
Thank you. I am the comics lord. Thank you. I will accept that title.
Yeah. Yes, you're the comics guy, so you
Emmy
should
is the
know
Snyder Queen. I'm the comics lord. That's the way it works.
and I'm the gaming dude.
Yes. Is
Let's
this
go.
live action only or includes video games and cartoons? Just got here. We're doing the live action Amazing Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, Batfleck. And by the way, I love your name there.
Not Tobey Maguire. You
also
mean
having
Andrew Garfield.
Also having Peter's parents connect to the spider was really stupid. Really? They butchered the lizard story very badly. How did they do that?
How did they do that?
How did they do that? Because that's the story in the comics. See, here's the thing. Just because they didn't address parts of the story that you may have wanted to, which that's fine if that's a legitimate criticism. If you said, I would have liked for them to address this part of the lizard, but just because they did that doesn't mean it was a bad story. That's the difference here. Plus,
Hey, Batfleck.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
We're talking about the movie, but if you want to talk about like anything else, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. No mention of his son whatsoever. Well, because it's Spider-Man versus the Lizard, we don't need to mention his son. There's two. See, here's a problem that I have, and it's not with you, Tevia. It's with a lot of other comic book fans. Is that when they say, okay, so they're gonna do, it's like when James Gunn announced his DCU slate, which I'm sure is probably not going to come out. And by the way, since I mentioned James Gunn, I have to play this.
Dweeb.
Yes.
That's a new one, Sammy. That's a new one.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I also have another one. So I also have this one. This is not necessarily directed at James Gunn, but this is like for when we talk about like the Green Goblin's design in this.
He fills out his clothes like lentils fill out a sandwich bag.
What the hell?
That's from the Snyder Colbert thing.
It's all from that same interview.
It's all from there's so much Snyder stuff in there. So is there a chance Andrew Garfield comes back? Yes, there's a great chance.
There's a great chance for Andrew Garfield to return.
I think definitely, especially with how much success Sony is having with Spider-Man now. I think there's a good chance, and with how successful No Way Home was, and
the Spider-Verse,
all of it leading up to No Way Home was like, is Andrew in this movie? Is Andrew Garfield in the movie? Like, and even it was on doing interviews and things. Saying,
he was
like,
playing coy.
Guys, I'm not the werewolf. I'm not the werewolf, guys. Like, you were, Andrew. You were.
And I love how you have one guy that I was like, oh yeah, totally, I'm in this movie. Movie theater says, do you think the new Spider-Man show will be accurate? You mean the one that's for Disney Plus? Probably, I would imagine. It's gonna be accurate to the lore that they've established for Tom Holland, is what I think.
Yeah.
Craven may tank. Craven, oh my gosh. Okay, that's worthy of this.
He fills out his clothes like lentils fill out a sandwich bag.
Am I crazy? I thought Craven looked not bad. Like,
that doesn't look bad, but that's not Craven. That's the thing. He doesn't have animal powers he got from blood being dripped into him.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So
And
then
they
another
made him.
like
Wait.
MCU wacky deviation.
Well,
Okay.
it's not even MCU, but Sammy. Okay, so
It's not
Kraven the
MCU?
Hunter. Kraven the Hunter. He is he hunts animals. That's why he first encounters Spider-Man, because he's like, I'm hunting the ultimate prey. They make him in this movie an animal rights activist. Kraven the Hunter.
Wow.
He
must
wears
work
a
for
pelt.
Peter.
Yeah, to give you an idea of what Kraven's supposed to be like, watch the trailer for Spider-Man PS5.
It's
I
in
mean
the
22.
Mobius universe. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's Morbin
Okay.
time.
That's all
It's
right.
Morbin
Okay.
time.
So that's why people
You
are
should get a clip of that.
worried now.
You
It's
should get a
Morbin
clip of
time. I need that Morbin time clip because they say it so many times.
You need that. It's
Kraven.
Morbin time.
Yeah, honestly, see, I'm cautiously optimistic about Kraven. It could surprise me. I don't think El Muerto is coming out. But anyway, back to this.
Back
So,
to the Amazing Spider-Man.
so another thing that I really liked is how Garfield really communicates the nerd Peter Parker in this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first Spider-Man that actually got the quipping down, like where he's fighting that first thief. He goes, "Oh, knives, my weakness. Oh my gosh, so sharp." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
And you know what he also did, which was great about this film? He had a skateboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because back then skateboarding was a big thing.
Yeah.
And by the way, you actually had a Flash Thompson that actually I could believe would become Agent Venom at some point instead of whatever we got in the MCU.
Oh yeah. The MCU Flash kind of sucks.
Yes, he
Like,
does.
I like the Flash in Tassim. Yeah.
Yes, that was good. Technically, Spectacular Spider-Man had Kraven be an animal lover as well, but still a hunter. Well, that's stupid. That's not Kraven the Hunter. It doesn't work for Kraven the Hunter. He still never caught the guy, which drove me mad. Why does he
What
have
guy?
to? The guy who killed Uncle Ben. But let me put it this way. Why does he have to? Because all it is that, okay, so his actions led to the death of Uncle Ben. That's the main thing. You've had Spider-Man versions where he doesn't catch the person. I don't see. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Batfleck. No, he's not going to be Agent Venom anytime soon. I really don't doubt that. But but in this, I also like the suit. The suit actually looks the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit actually had to grow on me because at first I wasn't really feeling the different colors of the lenses. But after a while, I was like, actually, it looks pretty unique. And I like how textured it looked as opposed to like just the spandex.
Yeah. And you know what's cool about it? He
What?
was Googling it up. Spandex, everything is just spandex. That's what he said in the movie. I was just like, bro, this is a genius. It's a
They showed an advantage I think this movie had over the Tobey Maguire movies is that this actually like more effectively, I think, communicated the research he went into to be Spider-Man. Well, because he also had to make the web shooters too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he was like learning about like velocity and stuff in college.
Mm-hmm. I also love how he tells Gwen he has spider powers. He's like he stutters through it and then he like just webs her into a kiss, and I'm like, okay, that works.
Yeah.
And where he's having a debate on vigilantism with Captain Stacy to his face, but the captain has no idea that he's actually talking to the guy he's hunting.
When they're having dinner, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's pretty. It reminded me of the scene in Spider-Man when Toby is talking to Norman Osborn, and they're like, "How'd you get that? How'd you get that scar? Bike messenger clipped me down."
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except except that the other dude is not a psychopath. But yeah, I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
I mean, it just reminded me. Like, I'm not saying, oh, they're the blueprint. I'm just saying it was like it was one of those moments that I was like, oh yeah, that's.
So you're saying you're saying hashtag Sam Raimi is not the blueprint?
Nah, he is for real though.
I had to.
Wait, Raimi's Spider-Man is literally the 90s Spider-Man.
Yeah, it is.
The Amazing Spider-Man is reference to, I would say, Spectacular Spider-Man. In some way, shape, or form. If it's
Some ways, yeah. But they really put in a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man like stuff into particularly this one with the whole. I think they're like developing some kind of super formula for like regeneration. That's kind of how you get the spider thing. Then the web shooters actually being made as opposed to being in his body. Shame Captain Stacy. Well, Tavia, the Captain Stacy story actually went somewhere because he's supposed to die. That's the way the story goes in the comics too, and in Spider-Verse 2, they
It's
actually
canon
communicate
event.
that.
It's canon.
It's a canon event. Yeah, remember that picture that Zack Snyder put out of Batman and Catwoman with the caption "canon"?
Yeah.
That was
I mean,
awesome.
I was
love
more
that.
referencing the meme at the moment that's going around Twitter. Like everyone's talking about a canon event because of Across the Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even though the Spectacular Spider-Man show I maintain is still better than the movie. Well, that's your opinion. That's totally fine,
Wow.
but
That's
I
a
mean,
strong
that's a
opinion.
strong opinion. But all right, that's your opinion. That's fine. And so let's see. What else do I want to talk about? I love. Okay, there's a plot thread in this movie that when you follow it, it's awesome. When he saves the father and the son on the bridge, and the father happens to be a crane operator and calls up all of his dudes to like turn the crane so Spider-Man can like swing into the
That's cool.
into the lab. And it's like
Yeah.
that was I think when he became the superhero, because it's like now the entire city of New York is behind you.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's one of the best Spider-Man scenes we've got. Really,
Yes.
is when like all those cranes line up, and because he's like shot, so
Yeah.
he can't really
And-
swing and run properly. So yeah,
and the
that's
police-
an awesome scene.
You got to remember also the police were on his side as well at the
Yeah.
time.
At that point.
Yeah,
And yeah, that for that short amount of time.
Well, they did shoot him when he was leaving, so
I mean, it's their fault that the crane operator had to do that. Like they shot him, but yeah,
nice.
they're kind of on his side.
But it's like, and also another thing I really dug about this is the choreography, the fight scenes, and the swinging animations and everything. It's very reminiscent of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, which was known for like those ridiculous poses. And I think I have a picture of him right there for my background. But I love when they get really creative with like all the ways Spider-Man moves. He's very fluid because naturally he would be like this in the he's like this in the comics. And also, this is another point I also give to Sam Raimi, because his Spider-Man also felt like that. By the way, when you find out that Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the swinging animations, is entirely a CGI character, that blows my mind.
That's cool.
That's Zack Snyder level of CGI right there.
Yeah.
I had to bring I have to bring up Zack Snyder every stream.
Have you seen I think it's called the matte transfer or something? It's like the 35mm version of Spider-Man.
I never saw that.
Raimi's Spider-Man. Well, it's like Zack Snyder's Justice League, the same aspect resolution.
Oh, really?
It's so good. It's sick. I really recommend watching it.
Is it 4 hours long? I'd watch it.
Raimi's Spider-Man 4 hours long?
Mm-hmm. All right, well, and
because it's just Raimi's Spider-Man, just in a different resolution.
Okay. So it's not like they add anything else to it. It's like the
no, it's not. They didn't add anything to it. It's just a different resolution.
It'd be hilarious if there was also a Spider is Gray edition, like Justice is Gray. And I kind of wish Raimi spearheaded the early Marvel Cinematic Universe with the OG X-Men. Yes, would love that. And another thing that I very much found entertaining of this was the Stan Lee cameo where he's fighting the lizard and Stan Lee has the headphones on. He's listening to music, being a librarian. And you see like all this stuff is happening behind him, but he doesn't hear it.
I think that's one of the best Sam Raimi cameos.
You mean Stan Lee?
Yeah, Stan Lee. When I say Stan Raimi.
You just said Sam Raimi. I mean, all right, but that's another good one.
Yeah, I'm just making people up now.
Okay, we have Zach Whedon. Oh man, that's really
there.
Come on,
get out. Yeah, no,
sorry. There was also a plot point that got dropped with Norman Osborn's side guy was supposed to be a big plot point, but never got finished. Who was that?
The guy that was pressuring
Oh, that guy. Yeah, but
yeah, the
he
lizard's
served his
boss.
part in the story. Yeah, Zach Whedon. I'm gonna take heat for that one.
Yeah. We'll never let you forget that now.
Oh gosh, no. All right, hang on.
Yeah, second Warner Brothers.
But yeah, so I mean, he served his point in the story, and that's the thing. He served his point in the story. His purpose was to get Connors to rush through to the becoming of the lizard. That's it. I did think it was kind of also creepy where the other hand emerges from the cocoon, and it's like hairless and like all smooth, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of gross.
It's cool though. Yeah,
it is cool. The visual
That's
effects
really
of this
cool.
movie were superb. The way they did it, because
Yes.
the lizard actually looks fairly realistic. Yep, it was in the trailers, especially the lizard saying it would. If you want the truth, come get which is a major plot point in the deleted scene. Well, that's just the deleted scene. So technically, it's canon. That's just it.
But I'll say this as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
The theme goes.
I
really
love
well
that theme. I love that theme.
The theme goes really well for this film, right?
Yeah.
I think it's probably on par with Man of Steel.
Yeah, in terms of like a definitive modern theme for the superhero, yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Are you talking about the First Flight theme? And by the way, well, canon event, and I think Teladia froze.
I think so.
Oh, good. It wasn't just me. I was a little concerned. Okay, Teladia's back. Teladia's back. I was a little concerned.
It's because it's a comment about Zach Whedon. That's why.
Or maybe it's just because we all know you. Or maybe it's because we all know you secretly love the Gotham Knights show. So that's probably what it is. So Tevia goes.
Anyway.
Same goes. Well, no.
Yes.
But you see, no, that doesn't work in my stream because guess what I have? Yes, that's me right now, and please do not. That's about as canon as Joss Whedon's Justice League at this point, because I mentioned them.
Why did you say that name?
Actually, that worked both for Sammy's comment too. So
what did Sammy say?
Wonderbat is peak.
Yes. I'll get a clip of Batman and Wonder Woman kissing, right? And
play that BS on your stream where it's where it's welcome on Earth BS.
I'll play on my
The psychos just keep getting younger.
just to kick you off.
Never used that one for a while. Oh, and also one more.
He's got a full movie of Zack Snyder.
Yes, they do. Hey, what's up,
Basically.
Joga? I love the Amazing Spider-Man. It's awesome. Wait, are you saying that's a problem?
No.
What? Who?
Thank you. But it's like put it this way: if I have the capability to have all the clips from the Snyder Cut, can you blame me?
No, I don't blame you. I'm just saying you literally got everything.
Oh, by the way, I could also use this for my background.
No.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Screw you. Hey, what's up, Brown Destroyer? Good to see you, brother. We're talking about Amazing Spider-Man, the first Andrew Garfield movie. And there's Sammy coming in here with the BS takes. Yeah, there you go. So now I want to go around the panel. So what are some of your favorite scenes from this movie? I'll start with Snyder Queen, since this was your pick.
Let her go first.
Well, I mean, it's got to be the crane scene. Like, I think that's one of the coolest scenes. I don't know. There's so many cool scenes, I guess. Like
Flash
when he
Wonder.
first gets his powers, and he kind of when he's accidentally beating people up on a train. I think that's really cool, and he keeps apologizing to them, but he's just using his reflexes to not get hit, and they just happen to be keep getting hit.
Yeah,
I think
love
it's really
that.
cool. That's very Peter Parker, where he's just like, "Oh, sorry," but then is hitting them accidentally.
He takes the girl's shirt off.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
What about you, Teladia?
My favorite scene has to be, I would say, the introduction of the new suit,
Yeah,
the CG,
the way they
where he
build it
goes
up.
crawling. Yeah, they build it up, he crawls all over the place and then swings and
What's
then
up, comics by the bay? Good to see ya.
he swings and then you see his reflection on the window.
I don't
That's
think
my
Andrew
favorite.
Garfield
Oh
talked
yeah,
too much.
that's such a good scene.
Yeah, I don't think Andrew Garfield talked too much. Spider-Man has a smart mouth like comics accurate Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly. He chooses his moments to go all quippy because that's my problem with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, which, to be clear, I like that version of Spider-Man, obviously. But my one issue with it is that he doesn't quip enough. I think that, and to a certain degree, Holland also quips, but I think honestly, Garfield got the proper balance of quippiness.
Yeah.
But
I think
So-
Garfield's probably the most accurate, I would say. He's
Yeah.
the closest to what I would see as Spider-Man on live action, with like Toby being second and then Holland being third.
No. Dead last.
What?
How did you
That's
feel?
what I said.
How did you feel about the mystery guy showing up in the jail scene with the lizard? Because I felt that wasn't a mystery guy. That was the other personality. Oh no. That was the mystery guy. Who
Yeah,
was
it wasn't
that?
his personality. Like it was someone who like teleports into the room. And he's like,
Well,
does he know the truth about his dad? And then
how about
he's
we
like,
leave
"I
Peter
don't know,
Parker
but
alone?
leave him alone."
It's like that reminded me of. It's kind of funny when I watched Shazam 1, the last scene where he's in the prison. That kind of gave me those ideas because I was like,
What do you mean?
what? But I don't know who that is. My thinking was that it would have been Green Goblin, but they hadn't established Green Goblin yet,
Nah.
so it's not like they could do that.
It's not Green Goblin.
Brown Destroyer says Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is better than Toby than Tom Holland. Oh, Tom Holland's the most comics inaccurate Spider-Man. Yeah, MCU fans don't know anything. Oh, so you mean the MCU is not comic accurate? Where have we seen that before? Almost every MCU movie.
It's the
Almost.
Gentleman, apparently.
Plus, he's too young to be Spider-Man.
A lot of people have issues with him being like Iron Man Jr., which I could see that because he is Spider-Man and it took us like over 10 years to get the actual like homemade suit. So I guess that works.
Did you know at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where the guy's walking past like the Sinister Six stuff?
Yeah.
It's the same person. And that's the Gentleman, apparently.
Oh, he shows up. It's evil. It's like a evil variant of Nick Fury. He goes, "I'd like to talk to you about the Sinister Six initiative."
Well, in TASM 1, Norman Osborn's close to death, and he's like hospitalized, and he dies in TASM 2.
Yeah. Okay. They took elements from Ultimate for Holland. Not quite. Because here's the thing. If it were really Ultimate, they would have brought in Venom a lot earlier. And let's see. I mean, I get what you're saying because technically the MCU was heavily based on the Ultimate comics, but I don't get Ultimate Spider-Man vibes from Holland. Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man is really more Andrew Garfield. Yep, that was supposed to set the Sinister Six movie that never materialized. I wish I did. By the way, Nick actually brought this up. In his headcanon, Morbius takes place in Amazing Spider-Man and Venom.
Yes.
Because they kind of reference Horizon Labs. You can kind of see it in the background. So I guess it's really easy to take those ones as hashtag canon.
Hashtag Sonyverse.
Yeah. By the way, JJheat is going to join up because he just got off work. So we got our boy. So in terms of, but yeah, I mean, now what would you say? Okay, so of the three, Sammy, would I be accurate in saying that like Andrew Garfield is your favorite Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, he's the Spider-Man that kind of grew on me because he used to be Sam Raimi up until I actually read the Spider-Man comics and saw what he chose to change. And I was like, okay, I get what you like to change. It's cool for that version. And it was hilarious in Far From Home when they're talking about how he shoots the webs out of himself. It was just like it was just like, I like it when they actually don't change the stupid details. In other words, by stupid, I mean details they really have no business changing.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Teladia? Is Garfield your favorite?
Garfield is actually my second favorite.
Who's your first?
Tobey Maguire, of course.
Okay.
Because I'm a 90s guy, and it reminds me of the 90s. So yeah, I'm a 90s baby.
I mean, it reminds me of like, yeah, the golden age of like superhero movies.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing. Andrew Garfield at least had a better love interest because Mary Jane in the Sam Raimi movies, and Ned can back me up on this, was toxic AF. Like,
To a degree, yeah.
Really,
That I
he was
agree.
like, it's not about you, it's about me. I'm like, what does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and watch the movies again, but I never saw her as toxic.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, so has anyone read current Spider-Man comics? Marvel Comics doesn't respect Spider-Man. Spider-Man's being cuckolded to Mary Jane currently in Marvel Comics. Well, yeah, that's just because it's being written by Zeb Wells. And he clearly doesn't like the Spider-Man character, but that's besides the point. Tobey Spider-Man has best stories. I mean, yeah, to a degree.
To a degree, yes. But you gotta remember, Tobey's Spider-Man is inspired from the 90s. Everything that, not in the comics, but in the animated show. So you gotta look at it like that.
Of the sun in the palm of my.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. And I love where they put the way they did it in Far From Home was like the most tear-jerking part ever. Because not only did Tobey finish the line, but then they start playing the original Tobey Maguire music. And I was like,
yeah.
I had spine chills. I had
trying to do better.
I had spine chills when that happened.
I was like, John Watts, you SOB, you're getting the nerd tears out of me. You're squeezing me like a sponge. Tebby says Tobey is my first. Tom is my second. Andrew is sadly last, which I don't blame for Andrew because for Amazing Spider-Man comics being a failure. Why does he have to do with Amazing Spider-Man comics?
Yeah.
Why are you mentioning him with Amazing Spider-Man comics?
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we're talking about movie Spider-Man.
So, but I feel that when it comes down to Andrew's Spider-Man, at least he gets a redemption arc in No Way Home.
Yeah, and with Andrew, where he kind
it's not enough for me. I'm sorry.
Well, obviously, I want to see more, and again, I talk about Nick because he's brought up a lot of stuff about this movie. He actually had this great idea. What they should do is do a live action Spider-Verse, because it's like when he goes back to his world, Andrew, he shows up, and then who should show up but Spider-Gwen being played by Emma Stone.
Now that would be amazing. So like
in
TASM, like a TASM 3 that I want. I mean, kind of, I want 2 Spider-Man projects, really, right? I want 2 Andrew Garfield Spider-Man projects. I mean, I want the Amazing Spider-Man 3 to have like Spider-Gwen, but I also want like a short. It doesn't have to be a full feature-length film, but I would like a short, like maybe 40 minutes or something, special of like the time period between Amazing Spider-Man 2 and No Way Home. I want to see that. I want to see him no longer pulling his punches. I want to see that dark Spider-Man.
You want to see that like how did it Into the Spider-Verse? You know, when that type of feeling, you know, Into the Spider-Verse film, when they introduced that Peter B. Parker, where he says, "Oh, I'm no longer pulling my punches." You want to see that type of length, right?
I want to see Garfield do that. Like I said, just even if it's just like a short story, I still want to see that.
I would like to see
that would be like a dark chapter in his life that we never get to see.
Would you want to see that on theater, or would you like to see that on Disney Plus? That's a question for you.
I wouldn't mind. Like, I wouldn't mind.
I
either
wouldn't
way,
mind
really.
theaters, but if it's going to be like a short thing, it makes more sense to have it. And what's up, Lawrence? It makes more sense if it's going to be a short thing, because it doesn't have to be that long. If it's if it's actually just on Disney Plus, that seems like the best option there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm talking in similar sort of vein as the Guardians of the Galaxy special. Like, you know, that was on Disney Plus, wasn't it?
Guardian special was, yeah.
Yeah. So just do that. Just give me 45, 50 minutes or whatever of in between the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and No Way Home. I want to see that. And then that can lead into No Way Home. And then if that's successful, which it will be, then you can do the Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Brown
Like,
Destroyer. Wait,
easy.
Spider-Man should have been sold to DC Comics. Imagine Peter Parker taking place in Jimmy. They did do that. It's called Heroes Reborn. And Spider-Man and Lois Lane's sister. No, how about Spider-Man and Lois Lane so we can get her away from Superman because she drags down his books?
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean Peter Parker's sister, which apparently recently got retconned to be a chameleon? What?
What?
There's some weird stuff happening in Spider-Man comics, apparently. But
do you know what I would love?
What?
For Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which I think it would actually be like awesome, but I don't think people are going to agree with me. So this is probably a hot take, but I would like to see what?
Lawrence,
no,
I'm sorry, Sammy.
stop. No,
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
What's up, Sammy?
I would like to see the death of Peter Parker, like the death of that storyline.
You mean for Ultimate?
For Raimi. So
that
where
would be interesting.
So where Doc Ock comes back, he's not dead, he's still evil, blah 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 blah. Whatever didn't work, whatever happened in No Way Home didn't work. He puts this master plan, sends all these like robots and things out, and then that's where he like swaps his mind with Peter Parker, with Spider-Man. So our Peter Parker dies in Doc Ock's body, and then Doc Ock lives on as Spider-Man, but because they share the memories and stuff like that, he understands
Superior
Spider-Man, yeah.
That would actually be pretty cool.
I think it would be such a cool thing to explore in live action, but I don't think many would agree with this.
I agree with you, Sammy, but let's not do it. Why? And by the way, let's bring this guy in. What's up?
What's up?
So your thoughts on Amazing Spider-Man? We'll start with you because you came in late.
He's no Tobey Maguire, but he did. Andrew Garfield did what he was given. He did good.
Oh.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you. Hey, what's up, Legion? How you doing, brother? That's a bad idea. No, it's not. And what's up, gents? Yeah, what's up?
I mean, either way, the studio would never have the balls to do.
They would never do that. No, but it would be awesome. I think people would freak. Well, that's the point of it, and that's the way they did in the actually, if you look up in the comics, you know that he's gonna come back. You make it obvious in a post-credit scene that Peter Parker is still alive and is gonna come back. Since Spider-Man doesn't get respect in Marvel comics, let's sell him to DC. Have you heard of Heroes Reborn? Because that's what they did.
Do you see what I just said to you?
In what?
Twitter.
Oh yeah. Actually, so I'm gonna mention it now. And Sammy, you didn't come in here later, but anyway. So Nick has a Patreon, and I'll drop the link in here in a sec. So what we did, he has this tier where if you want to pay him $20 per, you can request that he watch something, and he'll do it. And for TV shows, he's going to watch like 2 episodes. In other words, like kind of like a movie. So what we did, we came up with this funny idea. What if the 4 of us each paid $20 for 2 episodes each month, so we have to watch the entire first season of Gotham Knights?
Oh, wow.
What do you think, JJheat? Would that be something?
No comment. No comment.
That's funny. Get him to
No
do that.
comment.
That's funny.
No
Do that.
comment. Wow. And yeah, okay. So I mean, well, here's the thing. Here's the one thing. I'll bring up Tammy's comment again because I have this one thing. It's one of the few Spider-Man stories we haven't done yet. The death of Spider-Man. Okay, I'm not. But yeah, 100%. It would be
never gonna get done.
Never gonna get done. But it would be like actually, our good friend James Gunn actually brought up one good point when he was on the Inside of
Weeb.
Yeah.
When he was on the Inside of You podcast, he did say there's no superhero like fatigue. There is people seeing the same story over and over and over again, which I agree with him. That is that. And if they do a storyline like this, they can market it as the death of Spider-Man. And there you go.
What about an Elseworld? Like an Elseworld, not the Tobey Maguire timeline, original timeline, but as an Elseworld, like how Sammy described it, right?
Right.
But as a featured film.
So you're asking for a new Spider-Man?
A standalone, basically.
A standalone film, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
This would be Sony's big baby.
Who would play Spider? Well, that brings up an excellent point because you know how they're building this like cinematic universe of like all these villains. They haven't done a Spider-Man in this or they haven't established a Spider-Man in this universe. It's heavily hinted at that it's Andrew, but what if it's not? Who would you guys cast as this Spider-Man that's going to interact with Morbin Time and El Muerto if that movie comes out and Craven?
I mean,
I still think Tobey.
Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't literally have the Sinister Six in his trilogy of films, right? To be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as an elder Spider-Man, the Sinister Six film would lead off to him dying into the, facing against Doc Ock.
And then Legion says, there's definitely superhero fatigue for the general audience, not for comic book fans. A movie has to be great to get general audiences to care right now. I know, right? No, but
I disagree. I disagree. I think what you've discovered there is people have taste and want to see any old shit, any old stuff thrown in their face.
Well, and remember, okay, so here's the thing, and I'm totally fine. Let's going into this topic because that's actually a good point of conversation. Because the thing about it is that Marvel has conditioned people to only expect like the crazy jokes and stuff, because that's one of the criticisms that's being levied against Secret Invasion. I almost said Secret Empire, but I caught myself. And let me put it this way: there are points to criticize Secret Invasion, like their use of AI art for the intro. That's messed up. But the fact that people are now objecting to Marvel having a different tone. I mean, this is why they objected to the Snyderverse. They were saying, like, it's not a Marvel movie. Okay? Do you see a Marvel logo when it pops up? I was saying, and then Legion's actually challenging you. So people didn't have taste until the last 2 years? Well,
no, the quality of films decreased. Like,
it's debatable.
Well,
I'm not.
The way I see it is that people were more observant that these things were all telling the same story over and over again. And then they eventually realized, okay, yeah, this is a bad idea. We don't want this. And that's, I think, partly why like James Gunn's The Suicide Squad didn't do well. Granted, it's also COVID, but I'm willing to. It also has I think the same cinema score as The Flash. So. That should tell you something. The qualities of the films were up and down, always are. That's not new. Well, I'm saying the general audience right now is more observant of that gradual dip in quality and such.
Yeah, the quality of the films are up and down, and so is the box office.
Yeah,
that is true. Really. That is true. That's why I feel like when it comes down to Marvel, they have to have a what's it called, a cinema score, right? Compared
Yeah.
to what they currently have right now, where
Mhm.
it's below the mark, which
Mhm.
is really damaging their brand.
Yeah, because to get a B, that's bad for comic book movies.
Yeah.
But it's like going into, but the other thing is that I think that in turn, and the fact that Marvel refute the MCU, this is another reason why I think they're strong. Refuse to bring in the characters that people really want to see, like the X-Men and Spider-Man, because remember, well, that they kind of had brought Spider-Man. Remember, Feige said there's no plans to bring in the X-Men, which, going back to last night's topic on CLD, I guarantee you they are they're considering that we get the X-Men in.
And you also
Well,
got to
I
look
mean,
at this.
but
I
the
hate-
X-Men are tied to a licensing with Fox. There's a reason why they can't use
Fox
the
was
X-Men in
merged
the
into
MCU.
Disney, and the Foxverse cast's contracts expire at the end of 2020.
Yeah.
No,
So they have to
I'm
use
saying,
the Fox cast, and they don't want to use the Fox cast. That's why they're putting them in Deadpool 3.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm just saying, I guarantee you, if they didn't have plans to bring in the X-Men at some point, now they do, because
Oh,
they
the
know
urgency
that's what
is
people
there.
want to
No
see.
one's going to refute that. The urgency is there. But unless they want to use the Fox cast, they got to wait till 2025 bare minimum.
Why wouldn't you want to use the Fox cast? They're awesome.
Well, I know, but they don't want it. They don't want
I
it.
know. It's just,
I mean, high executive people, they don't use their brain. That's the best way to put it.
and I think that if there's ever an appropriate time to use this clip, it's right now.
Yeah, second Warner Brothers.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And by the way,
I mean,
we have
quite
live.
honestly, I think like, huh?
We have live satellite footage of the Warner Brothers lot.
Do I even want to know how many Austin Powers clips you have?
Just two.
He's got too many. Too many.
Well, here's my other one.
Austin Powers is good.
And this is Zaslav trying to pitch how much money he thought they were going to get with the Flash.
$100 billion. Gentlemen.
I will say this. Despite everything, I mean everything that went down 2017 onward, it doesn't change the fact that The Flash was a Hamadaverse film with the sole purpose to reboot. It did its job. Was the cameos distasteful to disrespectful?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
I will not refute that. But from a commercial standpoint, Flash did what it had to do. I know I'm going to get some heat from Snyder Queen for this, but it's pretty much DC's version of She-Hulk.
Wait a second.
Wait. She-Hulk.
Nick's
Commercially.
back.
Welcome back,
Commercially.
Nick.
And
She-Hulk was
while
good,
he's
like-
here-
At least people
All right,
enjoyed
hit-
it. I
hit me
enjoyed
up,
it.
hit
So
me
like
up.
it's subjective, I guess, really.
Subjective.
But
Subjective.
the Flash actually failed in its job to reset the universe
because it didn't
actually do
reset it,
anything.
it just moved to another universe.
Wait, are you saying
It
the
literally just-
hierarchy of the hierarchy of the DC universe did not change yet again?
I
Well,
did not think
technically,
it did.
Nick,
I mean,
technically it
what
did
kind of
because technically it did because Black Adam made the most money.
yeah.
Like,
Technically,
can I wish you had the Emperor Palpatine ironic drop because that would be. The
I'm gonna get that one next. That's my next one.
ironic.
Oh, and by
I'm
the way,
glad that
dude,
Black Adam did more than these other movies.
Dwayne is getting the last laugh. I can just
He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
see
he's
him
sitting
laughing
there.
his ass off.
Every bit.
I imagine he's drinking his vodka right now in the Black Adam suit, just going.
This is
Also,
a
can I
win.
give my? I have a feeling you guys have passed Spider-Man, but can I give my take on it?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Toby is still my favorite Spider-Man, but I feel like Amazing Spider-Man is a better Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Because like basically Garfield and Toby, like Garfield is an amazing Spider-Man. Yes, I did that on purpose. And an okay Peter Parker. Toby
Oh.
is a great Peter Parker and a spectacular Spider-Man. Yes, that also was intentional.
Even though he doesn't quip that much.
Yeah, there's only like a few instances in the Raimi trilogy where he does quip, "Here's your change," you know. But yeah, this Amazing Spider-Man, it does take a lot of concepts from the Raimi films. Like, honestly, if you do watch it, it does kind of feel like almost a Force Awakens style kind of where they're literally kind of copying the plot of Toby. But dare I say, I think they kind of did stuff better. Also, the chemistry between Gwen and Spider-Man. Oh, you can cook a steak on that thing.
Yes, I want that. If they do if they do Amazing Spider-Man 3, can we get like flashback scenes with her so we can still use her?
Spider-Gwen.
Yes, Nick. I was about to say,
Spider-Gwen, yeah.
as Nick has said multiple times.
You don't need flashpoint. You don't need flashback scenes. You've got the multiverse open now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think I've said this on stream a couple times, but like my dream scene would be like Gwen jumps out of a portal. It's like, Peter, Gwen, you died, and they both say both those at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and like the entire movie is like, you know, they're both wrestling with the fact that each other died in their universe, and like they're kind of falling back in love, kind of thing. I think it would make for a great movie.
And by the way, Lawrence, you have committed a sin right there. That is a war crime right there.
This is my Superman works a lot.
And I kind of agree and disagree a little bit. Like, the way I wanted to see it was like,
Kilmer
say
was
she
a
like
better
comes
Batman
to a
of the
portal
two.
or whatever.
Kilmer was better.
Okay, cringe aside. Excuse me.
Kilmer was better.
Yeah, we got it.
But also, George Clooney's Batman was product placement from beginning to end. Just pure product placement.
George Clooney's the worst Batman, hands down.
Yes, thank you.
Acting wise, it wasn't bad.
Hey, Freeze.
But it wasn't bad.
Freeze. I'm Batman. What the heck, dude? You sound like an idiot.
I have to say though, Clooney's ending speech about like to Mr. Freeze, like that was actually really good. Like, will you help me cure McGregor syndrome? And like, he's the least. I say he's the least best Batman because let's be honest, all Batman actors were at least decent. Like there is no like objectively bad one.
As one
There's
of
just
those,
the least best one.
As either Bruce Wayne or Batman. He's a better Bruce Wayne. I'll give you that. 100%. Yeah. He's a better Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
And also, can we just, as far as Bale, can we all just admit Bale's Batman is just Patrick Bateman toned down a few notches? Can we all admit that, please?
Where's the trigger? Where was he?
No, I'm talking about Bale's Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne, he's basically just playing Patrick Bateman, just toned down 1 or 2 notches.
Yeah, and at least my favorite Batman has the endorsement of Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I love Kevin Conroy's reaction. Like, what do you think of Bale's Batman? It's effing ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, and Sammy can attest this because she and I were DMing once. I was in a debate with someone on Zack Snyder's Batman, and then she
can we ban Brown Destroyer from all future streams?
Wait, why? What's he saying?
Why did you hate Michael
Keaton? Bruce Wayne?
That is blasphemy. That is against the sacred text.
I will. If he has a good reason, I will allow it. Why did you hate him? But anyway, so as I was saying,
I mean, to be fair, his Bruce Wayne kind of sucks.
Yeah, I know. She was
his Batman's fine though.
Yes,
I think his Bruce Wayne is fine. They just didn't show much of his Bruce Wayne.
Well, you want to get nuts thing? That's kind of stupid. But
crazy.
Oh, it's a great line. It's a great line.
It's a great line, but that's not Bruce Wayne. It's not a great line. It's a terrible line.
It's silly in context, but it works.
Makes no sense.
I have to do this. I literally keep this by my desk just for this bit.
Sure you do.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
That's what she said.
I literally keep this.
JJheat, you just made it dirty.
For this very bit. JJheat was like, please don't show your balls. Please don't show your balls.
Yes, not on this.
Sorry, Nick did not show his balls.
Yeah, and you have 2 golf balls, but yeah, that's my issue with it. So anyway, so as Sammy was saying, I mean, as I was saying, so Sammy and I were DMing, and I was talking about how I was debating with some people about Batman killing and using guns, and then she goes, "Just reply. At least my Batman beat Superman and Darkseid, so suck it."
Wait, did they just use Bat God logic?
No, they were the opponents were debating the whole concept of Batman killing and doing the whole like basically all of Zack Snyder's Batman. And I go, well, at least my one has fought gods and defeated them. And by the way, Brown Destroyer says comics inaccurate Bruce Wayne. Yep, that's true. He's not the comics Bruce Wayne. He's a different version, and it doesn't necessarily mean he's a horror. Let me put it this way: he's good for the story they wanted to tell. I don't like Bruce Wayne. That's just me.
I also want to say, like, if you're going to use that point of logic, I will use that to defend Patterson's Bruce Wayne, because they were trying to do for what they were trying to do. Like, Batman is a recluse, like, you know, Bruce Wayne is a burden. I think for the version of Bruce Wayne they were trying to do, I think Patterson nailed it perfectly.
Yeah, it works. It works.
I really dislike Pattinson's Bruce Wayne. Really disliked him.
Really, why? And I love how on the Spider-Man stream we're talking about Batman, but okay, I'll go with it. Go ahead, Sam.
Because he's Batman.
I mean, just the way he treats Alfred, man. I just don't like it. Like,
you lied to me,
like,
Alfred.
it makes
you may
me
have almost died, but you lied to me, Alfred.
Like,
Jared will get mad at me for saying this, but it feels like a mix of Batman from the Telltale series and New 52 Superman, to where he's just a brooding.
Oh, whoa.
Actually, here's a conversation. Favorite Alfreds?
Well, Jeremy Irons for one, and then
I gotta say Michael Goth. He was in all 4 films, and I gotta say the Alfred dying subplot of Batman and Robin actually worked.
It did work.
I got to give it to Michael Goss. It's close, but I got to give it to Michael Goss. If I'm not using DCAU Alfred, he's a very close second.
Well, the reason why I like Ironside, I like Jeremy Irons is that one scene where he goes, "Yes, you're not, you suffer haven't killed yourself, Master Wayne, and not for lack of trying." I just love that dry humor he exudes.
The banter works. It works.
Yeah, Michael Caine is basically playing the animated series version of Alfred.
Well, what I don't like about it's not really his portrayal that I don't like. It's just what they had him do in the 3rd movie, like go away because he was afraid that Batman was going to kill himself, basically being Batman. And I'm like, you never had any issues before. This is a hell of a time to bring this up again.
Wait, I thought we were talking about Alfred's, not Batman's.
No, I said no, but I'm saying Michael Caine left Batman because because his whole thing was like, if you become Batman again, you'll die. And I'm like, you didn't care about this beforehand. And by the way, Brown Destroyer agrees with you.
He isn't wrong.
He isn't wrong.
Yeah, because honestly, the thing is, before the Dark Knight trilogy, they never really explored like the whole surrogate father aspect of Alfred. Like even the Snyder version like kind of has like the surrogate father kind of stuff. Like it's toned down dramatically because like, you know, he's older, but like every version since like the Dark Knight has included the surrogate father aspect of Alfred
to some degree.
To some degree, yes.
I will say I love in ZSJL when Batman brings the Justice League to the Batcave. He goes, "Everyone, this is Alfred. I work for him."
Except for Pattinson's, because Pattinson doesn't respect him.
Yeah.
That's what makes me dislike Pattinson's Batman.
Since we're talking about Batman and did you hear the rumors that Ben Affleck might be coming back as Daredevil for Deadpool 3?
Yeah.
I am actually happy because I like that movie.
And by the way, Nick, that's gonna bring me to life.
If they do not play that song when he comes on, like
that's gonna bring me to life, dude.
I forgot that movie.
That's gonna wake me up. That's gonna wake me up.
Wake me up.
Yeah, don't be hating on Evanescence. What the hell?
No one hates on Evanescence on this show. Do not.
Okay.
It's a good song. What are you talking about?
I love Evanescence's first album, but they go way downhill after that. Like after Ben Moody leaves and Amy Lee takes control of the band, like the Open Door, it's okay. There's a few good songs in there, but after the Open Door, I just do not. There's nothing everything that Evanescence does is like really generic. But like Fallen is such a great techno metal album. It has such a unique sound. It's so unique. You still haven't heard anything like it today. It's like so friggin' good.
Yeah, and Tavia brings up a good point because he's like, I don't see Ben Affleck coming back as Daredevil because here's the thing. Why? At
Well,
least
he's
with
Batman.
Deadpool and the X-Men, it makes sense there.
No. Do you know what the this is what the people think the Fox? They're basically gonna do a No Way Home version of it's a farewell to the Fox universe. Basically, this is basically
Yeah.
a multiversal movie, but it's all gonna be like honestly. I think that's fine. Like I am all there for it. I actually
is Deadpool kills the X-Men, isn't it?
Yeah, but he
no,
and
it's
here's the
Deadpool
thing.
kills the Fox universe. That's what.
Yeah,
it's gonna
but
be.
Nick, here's the thing: did they establish that Daredevil exists in the same continuity as the X-Men, i.e., the Fox?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
To be
Yeah.
fair,
Like
It's all about
already
the
have
Fox.
Let me talk.
The
Let me
Fox
talk.
Marvel films.
Okay, I guess. I mean,
Nicolas
it's
Cage coming
relatively
back as Ghost
standalone,
Rider.
but it
Does
could
he
work.
I
not
want
go
that.
to Xavier's school in Deadpool 2?
I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
he-
great.
like,
and they
do
have
you
the
even
half
remember?
the Fox
Do you
cast
even
in the
remember
door.
Deadpool 2?
I mean,
love where he
they
walked
literally
away.
have the
Yeah, the
Apocalypse
cast is in the movie, and they
the
close
second
the
one,
door
yeah.
on him as he's talking. Like,
And I love one of my favorite
So,
scenes
yes.
is when Deadpool is walking away, and he goes. It's funny how it's always you two. It's like the studio can't afford the other X-Men.
Also, there's that other line like, which one, McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are so confusing.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. The Daredevil. Yes, I will say.
Also,
Yeah.
when Deadpool meets Patrick Stewart, he says, "Hey, Picard."
It would be great also as if when he meets if Ben Affleck's Daredevil does show up, Deadpool meets him and goes, I'm Batman.
No.
No, wait.
No.
Here's how I
No.
can imagine it. Here, let me cook. Here's how I can imagine it. He meets him, and then Daredevil or like Matt Murdock goes, "Who the hell are you?" And then Daredevil
No.
goes,
I got
"I'm
you one
Batman."
better.
Yeah,
I
go
got
ahead.
you one. I got you one better.
who let bro?
Jon Favreau pops up as Foggy Nelson. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, didn't you go on and direct Iron Man?
That's a little too meta, but it's like, oh,
And no, it's like,
Like in
wait,
Deadpool, it would work.
wait,
No.
shouldn't you be working on Mandalorian season 4 right now?
no. As he walks away, Deadpool goes, "This is the way."
This is the
Like a-
way!
Like a panther.
Like about that.
Oh dear God, no.
He makes that reference.
Roll the clip.
Like a panther.
Oh, also, how crazy would it be if the Ryan Reynolds version of Green Lantern showed up?
That
That
won't
won't
happen.
happen.
funny.
That won't happen.
Wait, that's the Marvel
would be
DC
funny.
crossover we finally get. By the way, speaking of which, so far
It's not
Green
the it's not
By
a
the-
crossover we want, but it's the crossover we deserve.
And by the way, Sammy, did you hear that the Flash has made less money than Green Lantern, even when adjusted for inflation?
Do you know what is fantastic about the Flash's second weekend? Is
What?
it dropped 70%, which means that Batman v Superman no longer holds the title for the highest drop weekend second
Oh, there you
weekend in the
go!
DCEU.
Yay!
That's
Actually, you know
fantastic
what?
news
You
in
know
my
what?
opinion.
Hang on. And
Since
I
we've already
realized,
gone off the rails at this point,
wait, I realized seeing
We
the
don't have to
destroyed-
win; they just have to lose.
Yeah, I just love that look. I mean, I love when I played that clip. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was so appropriate with the ships crumbling in the distance. That's like a DC
Absolutely.
as Zack Snyder and us
Absolutely.
watch over. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Oh, you know the
appropriate.
best part about like a Fox movie universe?
What?
Chris Evans is probably going to return as Johnny Storm. Like he has publicly said he would be willing to come back as Johnny Storm because everyone loves Ryan Reynolds. Like if Ryan Reynolds asked to come back as Johnny Storm, he would do it.
It would be so great.
Yeah.
Is that when he comes back as Johnny Storm, Deadpool takes a trash can lid and just throws it at him.
Oh, or even better, I want Michael B. Jordan to come back as his version of Johnny Storm. I want the two to meet.
Into the Torchverse.
Ugh.
I would watch
this
that
is the
movie.
part where I cringe.
Or actually, and then what they should also do is make a tie-in comic that crosses over with Marvel.
So
That's
also
you,
just
JJheat.
remember,
I'm sorry, was
Nick
that supposed to
Cage.
break me?
Nick Cage was Ghost Rider. So
Yes,
and
yes.
he would come back as Ghost Rider. I'm trying to think like other actors from the Fox universe.
Blade.
He would.
Wesley
Was he
Snipes,
Fox?
no.
Was he Fox?
Was
I
he
think he
Fox?
was standalone. I don't think he was with Fox.
Yeah, I think no. Blade was New Line. So that technically was
that's
Ang
out.
Lee's Hulk? Was it Ang Lee Hulk?
Hulk was
that one?
Universal, I think.
Yeah, because they had the. By the way, I think it's confirmed now that the Universal gave the rights back to Marvel for the Hulk. So can we actually get a badass World War Hulk story now?
Actually, no. Here's what I want. I want the introduction to Wolverine to be he goes to the universe, and you see Wolverine fighting the Ang Lee Hulk.
Oh, that would be great. That would be.
And he's wearing the suit.
Yes, not the comic suit he had at the time because that was lame.
To be
Honestly,
fair,
the one
it
that
was his
showed the
debuting
Wolverine was pretty
story.
good.
To
One
be
at a
fair.
time, guys. One at a time, guys.
It was his debuting story, to be fair.
No, but I'm saying going back in it, don't use that in hindsight because we can have hindsight for this. Don't do that.
Like when the Hulk de-transforms and it's Eric Bana, he says, "Wait, you're not Mark Ruffalo."
And then he goes, "Oh look, a Black Hawk down." And then what about Grey Hulk? I wouldn't go with the different shades of Hulk yet, just because it doesn't really.
Supposedly in Brave New World, Harrison Ford is going to be the Red Hulk.
Yes. I hope they give him the mustache.
Ford?
Yeah, because he's replacing the actor who used
Thunderbolt.
to play Thunderbolt Ross.
I gotta say, Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt, I'm okay with. I think he would.
I didn't expect that at all. I thought like Harrison Ford is way too miserable to get involved with these movies.
I mean, Thunderbolt. He's a perfect actor for Thunderbolt. Honestly.
On that note, we'll table that for another episode because I think this is a good place to wrap it up. So.
What about the surprise for?
I already told him.
JJheat, put your webcam on because I want to see your reaction to that.
All right. So put it on again. We're gonna explain it. All right. So the way it's gonna work. So Nick has a Patreon, which by the way, I'm gonna re-drop in the link right here, but I have it in the chat up a ways. But here we go. But so actually, Nick. Explain this here first, just to establish the context.
So, for $8, I have like the streamer tier, which gets you like like after party tiers for my weekly streams. And once a month, I'm going to stream a movie on my Discord, which basically means you get to watch a movie with me. I'll talk about it. You can comment on it. I'll answer those comments. But for $20, and these are like monthly recurring. The $20 allows you for that month, you get to pick the movie. The only rules are it cannot be pornographic or hentai. So like anime, you want to do anime, it's fine, but no hentai. Like stuff that like pushes it like Ichi, that's fine. But no hentai and no porn. So I'm not gonna be loading up I'm not gonna be going to Hub once a month for you guys.
And what's your policy for TV shows?
If it's a TV show, since they're usually shorter, I will watch 2 in a month because usually like a TV show is about half hour, and the average movie is about 2 hours. So basically, I'll do 2 episodes of a TV show. Like so like let's say you want me to watch Runaways. That's like an hour long.
You can't find that; it's vanished. So. Yeah, of course. But so what we're gonna do is that we came up with this funny plan. What if the 4 of us, me, Snyder Queen, JJheat, and Teladia, all paid $20 to the point where Nick then has to watch the entire season of Gotham Knights because I'll pay for 2. JJheat will pay for 2. Teladia will pay for 2.
Why do you hate me?
Don't put
Why do you hate me so much?
You shouldn't have made that rule.
Line, man.
You shouldn't have made that rule, dude. Don't make the rule. You should have said unless it's Gotham Knights.
You had an opportunity to change it. You could have had the opportunity to change it, but now you can't.
Out of anything you guys could have asked, this is how.
Hey, he's got to. This is capitalism, baby. He has to respond to his customers.
Somebody roll the clip because this is cross
that.
line.
I'm gonna kidnap you, chain you into my basement, and force you to watch DB's Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z movie on repeat.
Wait, who are you referring to?
You.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll admit it's bad, but don't drag me into this. I haven't agreed
Remember,
to any-
Nick, it was so no. I am going to hold Marvel up to your eyes. I'm going to pry them open like Clockwork Orange and make you actually read Marvel.
I hope you have the eye drops
Marvel
ready.
one time and I regretted it.
No, you're going to read it again, dude.
Bring it on.
And
No, the problem with JJheat is because he can find positivity. Somehow he can find positivity in literally the most bottom of the skid mark content.
We should get him to read the bad, like, what's that one woman's Kelly Comics run
read
of Captain
Amelia.
Marvel.
Wait. Read Amelia Clark's comic about the menstruating mom who uses her own hair as a grappling hook.
No, he's gonna read Whoopi Goldberg's comic.
So Whoopi Goldberg, the comic, women empowerment, and just complete BS for 27 pages. That's not bad.
Dang it!
Is that all you got?
No, actually, you know what they should do? If they ever leak out the new Warriors comic, we should all read it and then review it on the channel.
oh, I got a
Hey,
better
I
one.
think I'd be a
I got
fan
really,
of screen time. I mean,
got
look
good-
what we're doing now.
we make JJheat watch back to back Batwoman and Gotham Knights.
That is the will of our content creators. What else you got? You guys cannot break me.
Oh, trust me, something will come out.
You are gonna
Something
go
will-
on a date with Brie Larson.
Yes.
Make him watch Cuties.
Oh no!
No, that's literal child pornography.
No.
Thanks a lot, Netflix.
No, that is literally child pornography. No,
Yeah.
that's illegal.
I
Marvel
appreciate
was
the
such a-
joke, Snyder Queen. I appreciate the joke, but that was a little below the belt. Come on.
Where's my? That's crossing the line, Mark.
Roll the clip.
I don't have it.
Ah, goddamn it.
What you have to do, here's what you have to do. You have to give a 5-minute speech about how Amy Pascal is the best thing to happen to Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Kathleen Kennedy is the best thing that ever happened.
Oh.
Well,
dear.
she did expand. the
No,
fan
no,
base.
you're not doing it right now. You're not doing it right now.
Hey, you want me to do this? I will do it right
You have
now.
to,
You're
you
not
have,
doing it
you have
right
to
now.
say how The Acolyte is going to be the best Disney Plus Star Wars show
You
ever.
have to talk about why Raylo makes sense as the ship.
Yes.
Typical.
You're not doing it. You're not doing it on the stream, dude. You're not doing it
It's
on
good
the
to be
stream.
the king.
So, okay. It's good to have a king. So you mean I have this? Oh, I got Tevia. Make him watch the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show.
That was not that bad. It was just nonsensical. But it
All
was
right,
not
so
bad.
let's wrap up. So we'll go around. Where can one find you, and what type of content you guys have coming on the channels? I'll start with Teladia.
You guys can find me on YouTube and on Twitter at Teladia Plays. I will be doing my 500 subscribers special thank you stream on Sunday night, Monday morning, and it'll be featuring Jared, JJheat, and it'll be an amazing stream to thank you guys. Also, we'll be doing Superman and Lois as well, live reaction, and that will be on Wednesday. What's it, Wednesday? What was it? Wednesday, isn't it?
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing that finale. So expect that. It's exciting times.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Sammy, have you actually seen the Superman and Lois Lex Luthor in action? It's awesome.
I
Yeah.
highly recommend it.
I saw him shouting at Lois, where it's like, so she said like, oh, do you want me to apologize? He's like, no, your words put me in prison. Like, I want you to resign or something. I want you to never speak again or something like that. Yeah, it's good.
I know it'll break JJheat. JJheat has
Go
to
ahead.
watch the entirety of Why the Last Man season 1.
A generic apocalypse story. What's there to talk about?
You haven't seen it, have you?
So Snyder Queen, where can one find you, and what have you got coming on your channel?
Well, you can find me on Twitter. Just talking a lot of stuff about Snyder movies. I don't really have any videos scheduled at the moment, but I have a YouTube channel where I post music videos and stuff, all related to like Snyderverse and that. So that's what I'm doing, really.
What about you,
I'm
Nick?
just chilling.
All right, so you can find me on Twitter, Phoenix Press. The search the same. I got an awesome Patreon that Jared forced me to put up by gunpoint.
Wait.
So please subscribe to it so he can remove the gun from my temple. And then here in a little bit under an hour, I will be streaming Resident Evil 2 with Snyder Queen and Jared. I got some really,
that's
really nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
literally
realize.
at 8 p.m. our time, 7:16 here in Eastern. So like not too much longer, my queen.
I love how you guys tell me the time zone in your time, as if that makes any.
Well, I always add the
I don't
EST, so at least you can convert it.
Yeah, we're gonna make you do math, Sammy. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I'm
we're
gonna do
cool.
math. I'll
We're-
just
we're-
Google it.
Well, you're
you,
a clever
JJheat?
girl then.
As for me, I recently did my Tim Drake Nightwing pitch stream. Tevia came onto that. We had a good time. And we also talked about the September solicitations, got that out of the way. As for the Flash TV show, it wasn't bad. The beginning wasn't bad. It falls off. When it falls off, it falls off.
It follows the pattern of CW. The first 2 seasons are great. 3 is okay, and then it just goes off the rails.
I am going to do a stream around 8 if I don't decide to reschedule it. I haven't decided yet. But, well, there is one more thing I have to say before we wrap up.
Don't you dare!
No, you
Wonderbat.
dare.
Don't you dare!
Wonderbat.
What? What
do
am
it.
I going to say?
Don't you
He's
dare!
gonna
have
say
my
how
finger
Super Wonder is the
hovering.
best. Super Wonder, Super Wonder, Super Wonder, Super Wonder, Super Wonder, Super Wonder.
Nick gets moved up to the top.
Super
Wonder.
All I know is
I like Superbat. I ship Superbat.
Batman doesn't do ships.
Oh,
the lasso
oh,
compels you to tell the truth, and Batman
so-
was
so
honest
you-
in the Flash.
So you ship Connor Kent, Superboy, and Stephanie Brown, Batgirl. Okay.
Wait,
Clark
what
Kent and Bruce
with
Wayne.
Cassandra at one point?
Well, actually, Sammy, there is a super bat. It's actually canon. It's called Midnight and Apollo. That's the reason for their existence.
Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne. Beautiful couple.
Well, because
Beautiful.
then you get the Superman purist on your ass saying, "Why isn't he with Lois Lane?" Trust me, I've dealt with these
She
people.
died.
They are rabid.
She died.
You'll just kill Lois Lane. That didn't work out so well for Injustice. But anyway,
Yeah.
Oh
anyways,
no!
so-
A piano fell on Lois Lane. Oh no! Anyway,
it had a giant bat on it. So in terms
There's
of,
an Injustice reference I could make, but I'm not going to say it right now.
so in
literally
terms
the
of Comics
piano
League,
had property of Bruce Wayne engraved on it.
so in terms of Comics League, I have an Under Two Capes episode that just went out actually today, where I have my mom on the show and I explained to her the story of Flashpoint. This could be a regular thing. We talk about
Cool.
And we geek out about the Snyderverse because, fun fact, she introduced me to Snyder's movies first with 300. So
Oh,
there you go. And she, it's kind of funny. I showed her Man of Steel for the first time in a while. She turns to me and she goes, "This is awesome."
Your
So
mom
That's
is
a cool series. I'm gonna check out that series. That sounds fun.
it's really fun. Yeah, we're gonna turn it into an
Yeah.
actual semi-regular thing on the channel. So that'll be fun. So keep on the lookout for that. And in terms of indie Wednesday content, I'm bringing on a buddy of mine to talk about their indie projects. That'll be fun. And then I obviously I have the Justice League rewatch and the Avatar rewatch with Nick. I have the Superman and Lois rewatch with Teladia. It's super dope. And
My Adventures with Superman coming soon.
yeah, that's gonna be fun. And in terms of and just whatever anyone here or Team MMA wants to do. Oh yeah, and JJheat and I have our new direction verse, which we are going nuts with that one. To give you an idea of what a future episode is going to be, Superman and Wonder Woman go to War World on their honeymoon.
Oh, also, like I proposed this idea, so I'm gonna put you guys on the spot.
Honeymoon.
What do you
That
guys think
sounds
about-
weird.
I know.
Well,
it's geeky like that. Anyway,
Anyway.
so
Things
Let
that
Nick
didn't
talk.
happen
Let
for
Nick talk.
$1,000.
Let Nick talk.
no. The idea that I had is so similar to what you and JJheat are doing. What if we did a new direction universe, but for like the DC universe, movie universe, and instead of a menace point, we could have a gun point.
Oh God! No, actually, Nick, that would be the Whedon point.
No, but gunpoint, it just sounds so much better though.
I know.
Come on.
Or Or the Hamada point. What would happen if Hamada was not appointed as the DC?
But
chair?
gunpoint, it's a pun. You get the
Yeah,
pun.
but here's
Society
the
would have
thing.
been
All of the
miles
DC.
better.
No, but Nick, here's the difference. All the DC problems with the movies didn't start with Gunn. Started with Hamada and Whedon.
Yeah, but he's
At
trying to make a
some
pun,
point-
and you're just trying to add logic to it.
Yeah, like it's a great pun. It like literally
It's a good
held
pun.
held
It's a
at
good-
gunpoint.
It's a good pun, but in practice, see,
No,
here's
no,
the thing.
it could
The
work.
purpose of
No,
Bendis'
it could
point-
work.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
It could work,
Well, wait a
especially
second.
if you're going to
Let
talk about
Snyder
like a
Queen go. Let her
hypothetical
go.
future of the DCEU. And it's currently at a turning point where it's like, oh, we were going to get Man of Steel 2, blah, 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 blah. You could go down that path. But
What would
because
happen if
of
we actually got it?
Gunpoint, we're now going to the DCU. So there's a clear pathway there.
And actually, the way you could
easily
say
do
it is that it's the Snyderverse held at gunpoint. So
I mean,
on that
literally
note,
is right now. So
yeah,
I
it
am
literally
confirming that
is.
Bendis Point will be out by the end of this month. I just need a good
Yes, it will.
date.
It'll be, and trust me, that's gonna be, because when you think about how much of DC, how many other books beyond Superman and the Legion and the Teen Titans, which were screwed up by that guy, you will surprise. Or the DCU era, which failed. Well, that didn't happen in our continuity, Tevin. We just threw that out. We threw Convergence out. All the BS
Man.
events. Well, and
So,
no,
okay.
actually, we threw out Future's End. That's the one we just said trash.
I will say this though.
And then we're like,
Pun
oh.
aside, if we're gonna go with like a singular point that like shifted things, Whedon point would be the best way to go.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, because Justice League is what
Yeah.
screwed everything up. What would happen if they actually followed through on Snyder's plan?
I mean, I think Suicide Squad is where we first saw signs of well, no, BVS was where we first saw signs of like, oh shit, something bad's happening here.
Yeah.
Early thing,
You know?
the literal tipping point is when they released the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer for Suicide Squad. That is the literal.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. And we'll talk about that on JJheat's channel for another stream. So on that note, everyone, stay heroic. And remember, this is the one channel where Wonder Bat is considered a war crime. See you
Wonder
later.
Bat is the best.